didn't want to go deeper because cushioning effect comes only when you hover.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for upgrading our knowledge, and thanks. Thank you.
Yeah, I request our Rajendra Singh from Chandigarh, is a GM of
Yes,
IDBI Bank. Yeah, to ask any
sir.
question.
First of all, good evening to Krishna sir. And in fact, I was late in joining. I forgot the timing. I had gone out. I'm sorry for that. But later on, I joined and got to know this. First of all, this is today's Independence Day. Happy Independence Day to all my seniors, all my colleagues, everybody. And sir, there I was at the Chakbama. I'll come to the helicopter issue. There was one crash in Chakbama in 1987.
Yes. Kataria.
Uh,
Pavanand's
Kataria.
helicopter. Pavanand's helicopter.
No, sir, it was Miet.
Okay.
It was Miet. Our Miet sorties were there. I was at ALG Chakbama. There was an ALG. I was
Okay.
that time. I was posted at Kumbhigram. From there, I was in the ALG. I'm ex-couple engine fitter.
Okay. Good. I was looking for engine fitters today.
Okay, sir. So, because anytime I have a toolkit at my home, whenever there is some problem, I pick up my tools. Even the habit has not gone. So, sir, that helicopter crashed. In fact, it was in the hilly area, and people were telling there was some valley, and in the valley, when helicopter was going, and it suddenly just collapsed because of air pressure. The low air pressure was there. That type of situation, how it arose in that area.
I will tell you one. This I told you something good. I will tell you something which I did bad.
Yes, sir.
I was carrying a VIP again from your area only. What you said just now, Nagaland.
Okay, sir. Okay,
his
sir.
Aeroplane.
Laldenga?
No. His aeroplane had come. His aeroplane had come from Delhi to Jorhat.
Okay,
and
sir.
I was to take the VIP to Jorhat from Nagaland.
Yes, sir.
So he looked at me and he said, "Can you take me?" And normally what happens is, he is the BSF chief. I'm talking about the BSF chief.
Okay, sir.
What happens when you do these kind of trips, the BSF chief has the job of going and briefing the Prime Minister that evening itself.
Okay, sir.
This I knew, but he didn't tell me also. He said, "Can you make it to Jorhat?" I said, "Sir, I can." It was raining heavily. There were clouds all over, but the valley was clear. Valley means it was very clear. I took off from, say, Chakabama again. I followed north. I went in the valley. After 1 hour flight under the clouds,
okay, sir,
we landed in Jorhat. When Jorhat heard us RT that I am coming to Jorhat, he said, "Don't come. There is no flying here." I told them, "I can see the ground. Helicopters are flying low. We are well below the cloud. We will come safely." He said, "Please come." I landed with the VIP. I'm talking about the DG BSF, Director General BSF.
Yes, sir.
Station commander came to receive him. After receiving him, he says, "Please meet me in the office." He's telling me.
Yes, sir.
And I knew what some kind of firing is going to take place. So I took my weather clearance, I took my map, I took everything along with me, and I also took my crew with me.
Okay.
My co-pilot, my flight engineer. We three went. When the station commander heard us telling that we never entered the cloud, we never did anything stupid, he said, "Okay, I forgive you this time." I told him, "Sir, what you are asking is correct. I shouldn't have taken off in this weather." But the valley was, please believe me, the valley was very clear, and I was flying in the VMC. What is VMC? Victor Mike condition. Visibility high,
okay,
cloud below. VMC means visual met conditions. If
okay,
you are
sir.
flying in the visual met conditions, I have come to you safely, sir. You can ask the VIP. He said, "No, if you ask the VIP, he will not tell me anything because he has reached you." He said, "No, sir." Okay. Now my crew is standing outside. He can talk to them separately. I will not be there. He did. After that, he said, "Okay. He said, "You are going to stay in Jorhat for next 2 days. You are not taking your helicopter." I said, "Sir, very good." So we had a cushy time in Jorhat. Played Kambola. Went to the local club, everything, and then only after that only I went back to my base. I was in Kumbhigram.
What was your rank, sir? What was your rank that time?
Flight lieutenant. I had just become from flying officer to flight lieutenant.
Okay.
5 years service.
That crash I was talking, sir, the crash happened. In fact, technically I was asking because the pilots, I came to know that there was a valley and valley was converging. When helicopter was normally flying without any defect, it collapsed.
No, I will tell you that. again, it's a technical thing. When you are going in the one-way street,
Yes, sir.
some car comes in front. He is not supposed to come, but he has come. How are you going
Yes,
to
sir.
avoid him? How are you going to avoid him?
Stop it. That is the only way.
Okay.
And even then it will crash.
Can you stop the helicopter?
No, we cannot.
I can drop the speed. I can come from 250 kilometers to 150 kilometers. That I
Yeah.
can do. I can still survive. I can come to 100 kilometers. I can still survive. What we call is the turning radius of turn. If I want to turn and come back,
Yeah.
I cannot turn in that narrow valley.
But you can
Okay, okay.
climb or low down.
Correct. So I hope you are understanding, Raja. The
Yeah.
radius of turn was not there, so they would have tried to turn and gone into the hills. I'm just
Okay, okay.
guessing.
That
I
could
don't
be
know
the
I don't know the details, but I can drop the speed and turn. We have done it when we fly in the Himalayas, when you fly in the sugar sector, when you fly in north of Kulu Manali. We are always worried about this only. Weather should
Okay,
not
sir.
back up in the valley. If they back up,
Okay.
how will it turn? So all the time we are looking for clear area to land. All the time. Not even a minute goes. My pilot and co-pilot and flight engineer, everyone is looking on the ground. That area is clear. This area is clear. After we pass, next time we start. So
Okay,
this
sir.
is a
Okay.
possibility. I don't know the accidents details, but I can guess that you couldn't have turned. If there was no other problem, you might not have turned. You would have gone into the crowd.
Okay, sir.
But
Okay,
I will
thank
check on this. I will go on to the check 1987.
Okay.
You were at it was in 1987 or 88, something like that. I was at Chakmam at that time. Detachment was there.
Okay.
You were at
I was-
Kumbhigram?
I was in Kumbhigram from 1970 to 1975.
Okay,
5 years
sir.
I
I
spent.
went. Okay, I went there in 87 and I was there till 89.
Raja, I had a pleasure of flying in the war from Kumbhigram. Entire unit was flying. Entire unit was fighting. We had the same Me-4. It never misbehaved. It doesn't misbehave. But
Okay, sir.
sometimes it happens. We can't help it.
Okay, thank you, Rajendra Singh. He's the working as a GM in IDBI Bank. He's a super achiever.
Oh, beautiful. Okay.
Yeah, we are proud of his
I
achievement.
think
also.
Thank you,
Nurul may be
Yes,
having a
yes, sir.
question.
Yeah. I was about to ask him. Yes, Nurul sir.
Good evening to all, sir, and happy Independence Day and happy Helicopter Day. Being the Helicopter Day, we are honored to listen the stories of you as a helicopter pilot. Just you have been narrating that you have handled the most critical situation when VVP is on the board, and you could handle in a nice way.
No,
and
I
you
must tell
saved
you
the-
one thing. I was only a part of the crew. The
Yeah.
handling of the landing was done by the captain. He is very
Anyway.
experienced. He was 8 years senior to me. 8 years
Oh.
senior. Okay.
Okay,
Very
very nice. Now, sir, normally after the court of inquiry, there will be findings. So, what was the finding and recommendation on that?
Oh, that's what I said in the beginning itself. The initial 3 days court of inquiry, after the initial 3 days, they decided that there was no blame to be given to the pilots.
Oh, yes.
Engine had failed because they had their own tests to do whether the
So in case of the engine fails, normally we used to carry out the defect
booster
investigation.
was not working.
Okay, sir, if the engine fails after landing or it will be grounded for the time being, then there will be defect investigation for the cause of failure.
Yeah.
So they find out anything why it backfired?
The entire thing, they brought a new tail boom, made this aeroplane straight, fitted the tail boom, checked the main rotor, refitted some new parts, and flew the helicopter away with the engine change, after the engine change. So the entire thing, what we said in the court of inquiry, was proved right after that testing. They were convinced that we were telling the truth, and then they said, okay, please go. We have nothing to blame you. It is now engineers will bring the helicopter back.
Okay.
Okay, sir, but normally the engine failure, if the defect investigation carried out, they will find out whether it is material failure
True.
or the design failure.
When the engineers have found it out, they don't come and telling flying officer, pilot side, this was going on. They will just repair the helicopter and put it in the technical staff order that you do
But
this,
sir,
you do this.
to avoid such recurrence of such things, normally a recommendation is given to the either designer or the servicing parts.
No, it doesn't happen every day. These kind of failures do not happen every day. Malfunction of certain parts in the engine happens. That is acceptable. But the engine failure total, it has not happened in the Russian equipment of Me-4 engine. Nothing had happened. As waited to.
Normally the recommendations are brought out.
No,
Normally, the
recommendations
recommendations are brought up with the flight safety.
Yeah. I was not privy to that. I didn't know at all.
Okay,
sir.
thank you,
Thank
Nuru
you very
sir.
much for your hearing that you are sending the royalty of this book selling to the artificial limb users. It's a great gesture, sir. We salute
And
you, sir, for your service. Thank
this
you.
is a small desire my wife had expressed, and I also felt. We said,
Very
okay,
nice, very
entire
nice.
proceeds go. For information, I'm not doing any drum beating.
No, no.
We have collected donations. Artificial limb
Yeah.
center. We have given 2 wheelchairs, 3 water coolers. They don't take cash, but PRC and QMTA they take cash. We have given them 80,000 rupees between them.
Very nice, very nice.
So
That's
that is
great.
why without any hesitation, I will tell anyone, buy the book. It will be
Definitely.
Promote the book for the
Yeah,
noble
yeah.
cause.
It is your children, your grandchildren will enjoy it because writing is very simple. Mr. Rao
Links to
will.
be put in the group, sir. Links.
Thank you.
I shall.
Okay.
I shall give you the. I shall give you the where to demand. I will give you the thing. You can buy a Kindle or you can buy a book. Not a problem.
Yes. Yes, sir. I think any other crew member who have worked as a crew. Yes, Naidu garu. And we have Patek sir also next.
I'm not a crew member. Actually, I
Okay.
retired even quite some time before that. But Namaste sir, Krishnamurthy sir, and good evening to everybody. How happy they think that the helicopter day and Krishnamurthy's webinar and Independence Day coincided together. It's a great thing, and your wide variety of experiences, they are uncomparable. One will not at the same time get a risk in the sea, a risk in the Himalayas, and a risk in Assam forests. It is unique of your thing. I cannot call them as a feather in your cap. I will only call them as diamonds in your crown. I am not seeing you just a Krishnamurthy who is in front of me with spikes, white hair, and things like that. I visualize like Lord Krishna with a crown. Instead of flute, you are holding that joystick of the helicopter. No. How many people you have saved, you have transported, and what a charitable nature. You have saved so many good persons, and you are one of the great pillars of the 71 war success, and it's really unique. I really salute you. It's a God-given gift. You have
On your last point, I take the salute. Me for helicopters were the savior in the 1971 war and ending faster. I'm not doubting any other contribution. I'm not making fun of any other contribution. What we did, a peaceful, simple operation of Me for helicopters brought the surrender quickly.
Yeah, we understand.
Yeah, I also traveled from Tezpur to Kumbhigram and Me for helicopter only. And I had an occasion to fly in when I was in toys also. But this type of vast experience, it is really unique. It is really unique. I really salute you and all my pranams to you. And
thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. My idea, one of the ideas of bringing the book is for the awareness of the younger generation. That what is done, really? They must learn. Because for them, defense means put on your uniform and do parade. They don't think of anything else. They don't think of beyond the parade. They don't think of. Or some people go to the extent of telling you people all drink quite a bit. That's all they say.
Yeah.
But that is you're really gifted.
No, even in civil also, sir. Even in civil, the perception is military wala matlab security wala hi hai. They don't understand all the technicalities and technology involved. Yes. So
maybe my sister Visalam is also online.
Yeah, she can speak. Yeah, Visalam is, madam. Yeah, you can unmute and speak. Unmute, madam. Unmute.
You have to open the mic.
Press the mic and you can speak now, madam.
I suggest that these kind of experiences should be telecasted at least half an hour per day, so that people in the south and other areas, the youngsters should know about what are all going in the forces.
Yeah, madam, it will be available on the YouTube also. Ultimately, it will go to the people available.
In popular channel, they should come out. They should telecast.
Yeah, they deserve it. This kind
they have no idea at all what is going on the forces, what they do, what they sacrifice, what they excel. They don't know. They know only about cinemas and politics and all that, rot. I want all the people to know from south, from Kanyakumari to north. I want youngsters to know what is going on, what had gone, what had gone before.
Yeah, in fact, it is worthy of knowing by everybody.
Yes.
And Pathak sir
Even
is
being a
waiting on
sister,
e-book.
many of things only I come to know only now.
Oh, yeah, I
I
think.
am being a sister. So many episodes we had no time to talk at all. Only now I am saying. After reading the book only I come to some I know because I have been part of it.
Okay, madam.
Pathak sir, we must approach the government.
Pathak sir,
We must
Pathak sir
approach
is
the
making an
government
e-book.
or some
In that
charitable
one,
organizations.
chapter should be of
We must approach some charitable organization to establish a museum or a memorial like thing so that history of such people will be displayed there. When I went to Australia, I went to that memorial. There, so many thousands of people's photographs with their date and things like that. And if you press the button there, you will really read their history. It is going to inspire generations to come. So on this occasion, when we have met, and this is 50 years of 71 war, we should either try ourselves to enforce things through somebody to establish a memorial. It is not going to be, it is far less than the worth it will
In
have
some
for the future.
tourist spots, they show film shows like this for 7 minutes, 5 minutes like that. I want such film shows to be seen.
Yes,
Yes, madam. It's really a good suggestion.
Our TPR and Patak's idea is also, when they said unsung heroes, I told them, sir, don't use that unsung heroes. We are here to sing on behalf of them. But we have to create an agency or organization, but at whatever cost it may be. We can afford. If we can spare even our pension, that itself is going to create something.
Oh, that's very good.
We must choose a particular place, have our war heroes museum, so that it will have a definitely inspiring effect on the coming generations. TBR sir, please make a note.
We are trying our best, madam, to create a kind of awareness in the civil society also about the greatness of the people who serve the nation.
Yes.
Braving their life kind of thing. So it's a good point from your side. Yeah, I thank you, madam, for making this point. And anybody else, sir?
Sir, the e-book what Pathak sir is making, there should be a special mention about this today's episode or one or two very important episodes, sir.
No, he is covering all the war heroes, including our Krishnamurthy sir.
One or two chapter is given exclusively for Krishnamurthy sir and Sridharan sir about these helicopter episodes.
He is covering about 20 war heroes, as a part one. So I think Krishnamurthy sir's profile will also be there. So
this
it will be there.
escape of the VIPs also should be mentioned.
Especially. It will be there, sir. So we are trying our best at least to create awareness within our circles. And also putting up on the YouTube also so that people across the nation can see it if we start sharing our that channel part of it. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir.
So anybody else, sir? Rajendra Garu, then finally Subhash Chandra Bose Garu, I think is there, if he is there. Pathak sir, if you would like to speak to.
Veteran Pathak, kahan par hai?
So he was suffering from some cold. Let's see if he can make a speech.
Yeah.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, sir.
Now, because of cough last 3-4 days, it is so bad that I am not able to speak properly. That is how I put myself away from the meeting. I am watching the meeting all right, but I wanted to avoid the talking. That's why I requested TBR to conduct it alone. I am very sorry for that. And I was not able to sit down also even.
It's okay, sir. It's okay.
It is all viral fever, cough, cold, all together.
Yeah, we can understand the way you talk. Yeah.
Sir, it was wonderful narration. Your story of Christ landing was wonderful. I have listened to that. And you are giving us so many good stories, sir. I don't know how to thank you for that.
So I'm a good storyteller, no?
No, yeah, undoubtedly, sir. One more story
Story writer also, sir. Story writer also, madam and you.
And sir, Antarctica story also is still left. One more part.
Yeah, Antarctica. Yeah, Antarctica.
Which you had promised, sir.
Yes.
That whenever you plan, we can have. And it's very kind of you, because all time when we approach Krishnamurthy sir for help, he is readily available. No, it's really, that's why our group has got some people. He is the topmost pillar of our, and he has been supporting and giving guidance. He is everything for the group now, and he's taking so much. He's taking so much praise for us. It is really, yeah. I have no words to express.
Yeah, he has
Thank
been a
you.
friend, philosopher, and guide for the group, sir,
Yeah, yeah.
for
Of
all these 7, 8 months.
everything for our group, and he will definitely continue till our target date of 16th of December, and let us see after that what happens.
The
Thank
Super
you
Warrior
again,
group
sir.
will continue. Yeah, I think finally we have Subhash Chandra Bhoskar, sir. Briefly, if we can ask some questions.
Sir, I just give good evening to you all and happy Independence Day and happy Helicopters Day. Just two, three informations, then I will ask one particular technical issues. The first thing is that which he has mentioned about the Impala car. The Impala one model and the Biscan one model, these are the two models which were manufactured in 1960 in Chevrolet company. That is the one, as for the cars which was mentioned. Now the second thing, that IDBI manager who was asked that suddenly the aircraft falls or the helicopter falls onto the valleys. See, apart from what we know about the air packets and the surface winds, whirlwinds, there is one more wind called tunnel wind. And these tunnel winds, which are available in Himalayan mountains and some of the valleys. So when the tunnel wind comes totally, the propeller, which is creating a vacuum to the fly of the aircraft, which will vanish and suddenly it will fall onto the ground. So these are the tunnel winds which makes the difference. Now coming to the accident, or rather the crash point of not crash, a emergency landing point of it. I will ask that. See the from the minimum height of the aircraft where the engine was rather rotor was disengaged, auto rotation, and at that time, what was the speed of the rotor, tail rotor, and what was the swing or circular movement of the tail of the Mi-8, which was there, so they have practically seen it. What was that speed of the tail rotor, and what was the swing, rather circular motion of the tail of the Mi-4? So these 2 points which I would like to know, sir.
The tail rotor cannot be disengaged.
Right, sir.
Tail rotor has to run along with the main rotor.
Right.
If the main rotor does not run, tail rotor does not run, because the run is connection is direct. When the RPM of the main rotor comes down, tail rotor also will come. Okay.
Right.
So yeah, but the beauty of the entire thing was we had some kind of constant rotor. In the engine was only backfiring and loss of power a little bit. But what happened? It used to pick up again. So it never affected the actual feed to the run of the main rotor. So tail rotor did not behave differently. But what happened as we touched down, the engine packed up.
Okay.
That engine packing up had effect on the main rotor, obviously the tail rotor also. And what happened was, instead of keeping this straight, the nose went this way. The moment the nose went this way, helicopter toppled in a very gentle, most gentle manner. It toppled.
That means the directional rotary, tail rotation swing was not there, as the rotor was on. Tail rotor was on.
Tail rotor that time, what you say is correct. But because the main rotor, the body of the fuselage rotates in the opposite side of the main rotor. That is the theory of flight. So with the moment it stops, comes down, it takes a similar action, and the helicopter had a kind of mismatch of things, and it slowly.
Yeah, that is understood, sir. Basically, roll of tail rotor, which I was trying to know in that accident point of it. Sir, what about this? See, last time also when somebody was explaining about the flying in Leh, Ladakh and these valleys, nobody was mentioning about the tunnel winds. Why this tunnel wind concept was not introduced into piloting, or if it is there, or it is just just not spelled out?
No, only thing we are worried about while flying in the valley is whether we can turn around.
Yeah.
Suppose I find totally bad weather ahead, I cannot continue. But for a helicopter, I can drop the speed, I can manage to do a quick turnaround and come back. Whereas a fixed wing cannot do, because they sustain on the speed only. If they drop the speed, the aeroplane will stall and fall on the ground.
That's true, sir. But I'm asking for the tunnel wind terminology, sir.
Yeah, tunnel wind in a different terminology, they have taught us. They have taught us, they have told us to watch out. And also,
yeah,
the capillary action or the wind tunnel effect, which happens, it is very well explained to us. And we have been told, very in the border areas of Leh Ladakh, what how the wind is called from Pakistan to India and India to Pakistan.
Anyway, that's a border language.
They don't use the directions. They don't say westerlies and easterlies.
It's a border language.
It's a border language. आज तो हवा पाकिस्तान से आ रही है.
Because, sir, I have seen these particular tunnel winds beyond Gangotri, around 17,000, 18,000 feet heights. I have seen these tunnel winds and how they affect the in realistic conditions. So that's where I was just trying to know how the
we were privileged. One senior pilot and I, we were privileged to have started the glacier flying north of Leh.
Yeah.
North of Leh, and we have experienced all kinds of things. So what you say is very valid, but what happens is we have to decide on the ground whether we take off that day or not.
Okay.
If there is
precondition.
Yes. If there is going to be bad weather giving this tunnel wind, I do not take off because I cannot come back to tell a story. What happened?
Very true, sir. Very true.
So I have to be alive to come back and tell you the story, whether it is on e-channel or webinar or sitting in front of the Met officer to come and tell him, or my commanding officer. So I tell you, sir, today the weather is bad, I am not taking it. And no questions asked. When you say weather is bad, I cannot take off. No questions.
Okay. Thank you, sir. The Met takes care of that one. Meteorological department takes care of it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Welcome, sir. We come quarter, sir. We are toward the end of the session.
Okay. What about Rajendran? You have any question?
Rajendra, from Coimbatore.
Good evening, sir. I am Rajendra from Coimbatore. Actually, I have a question from your previous episode.
Okay.
When you landed at Dhaka for attending the surrendering ceremony, what was your feelings, sir? And how you were received by the local people? I think you must have run like a schoolboy.
Have you seen the book? Correct. Have you seen the book? No, you have not seen my book. No. In that book, I have given a photograph.
Yes, sir.
I am sitting on a car, imported car.
Yes,
and
sir.
The photograph. The owner wanted me to take the car.
Yeah, that time you told me.
He said, "You take it and go." And
very good.
No. When I tell him it's not permitted, he said, "You go via Silchar."
Route also.
Go to Calcutta. He said, "Go via Silchar, Kumbhigram." So they were so thrilled. They were, even today, there are some elements in Bangladesh, they are not friendly with India. But majority are absolutely thankful to you. They show their gratefulness all the time, even talking. They don't talk loosely to you. They look at you as a guru. They look at you as somebody who has come and relieved them of the torture.
Yes, sir.
No, sir, actually, I want to know your feelings, sir. What was your feeling that time?
I was on top of the 10th
How
cloud.
you felt?
I was on top of the 10th
world.
In between the cloud.
Not even 9th
like
cloud.
A hero, like a
10th cloud.
Rajinikanth.
Yeah, it's a very happy feeling, Rajendran. It is a feeling which it is indescribable. It is unbelievably comfortable feeling. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, sir. That's all.
Okay, sir. Quatra, sir. I think you have come toward the end when we are about to close. Anything, sir, from your side? Thank you for coming.
No, nothing. I'm really feeling bad that I missed it. I was a bit busy. Well, I will just add one thing. What Krish was saying, that you are on top of the world. This feeling is known as you are on cloud 9.
I said 10. Okay. I purposely said 10 because beyond 9 I was.
Oh. Beyond, beautiful. I can very well imagine, because all of us, we have gone through all these things, and beautifully Krish is explaining. I'm sure everybody must have enjoyed it.
Yeah, thoroughly enjoying, sir. Enjoying the story.
Yeah, I missed it. It's my loss.
Yes, sir.
Doc, hi. Add
sir,
something.
Unmute, sir. Sridharan, sir.
Okay. Commander Krishnamurthy has covered this force landing in a wonderful way, as he normally narrates all stories so far. Whatever we have heard, they are all gems actually. I must say this much, that all helicopter pilots, if you don't know, all helicopter pilots have a lot of stories, but they are not narrated in the fashion that Vinkovanda Krishnamurthy narrates them.
Yeah,
We all
exactly.
have, and because what was being discussed between all of you was that the weather changes, this thing happens, that thing happens. All those things happen. Helicopter is very unstable. The weather is completely, when you're going from one point to the other, you can encounter 4 types of weather within 1 hour, which does not happen to any fighter aircraft, or doesn't.
Okay.
It does happen to transport, but transport have got long endurances. We don't have that kind of endurance. Helicopter doesn't have. So helicopter is a very vulnerable machine for flying. And because of our different types of roles, we have so many roles. There is just no end to the number of roles that helicopters have. And most importantly is the mercy mission roles that we do, casualty evacuation. So we are very important to human life is one part. And the other one, which he said about the VVIPs. VVIPs consider pilots, helicopter pilots, when weather is bad, as gods, that they can take them through any kind of weather and reach whichever place because of their whatever ulterior motive is there to reach that spot for some meeting or whatever the thing. So they don't bother about the risk factor that we have to face. So you have to take it on yourself whether you will take on that risk or not. So that judgment is finally with you, but he will put all the blame on you in case something goes wrong. So pilot is God, all right, but he has to be very, very careful in whatever decision he makes, in whichever time, whether it is in war or whether it is in peace or whether it is in casualty evacuation or a VVIP operation. Ultimately, the decision is with the pilot. And so that's why I said that what Vinkovanda Krishnamurthy has narrated in that very wonderful way, it's like a great story. And he has many, many stories of Antarctica, of Kailash Mansarovar, and he was in ARC, and then he's done a lot of election flying. Many, many stories are there. But I must also add that all helicopter pilots have stories, but they don't know how to narrate. That's the sad part.
That's why he's a great storyteller, sir.
He's a great storyteller, and he's another very wonderful quality of his is he's very curious to find out things, which most of us are not, and that is why he reached that table of the surrender ceremony.
Yeah,
that's why we all were there, but he reached. You see,
he created history by being there
because
in the
he was so
surrender
interested
photo.
in finding out what was happening there. So that is why. So I must compliment him and for his wonderful book also, which I have read. It's an excellent book, and I recommend that everyone should read this book, and especially amongst our Air Force and people who are ex-Air Force also, because it gives a lot of interesting episodes of life apart from our flying, because those things have certain lessons in life, as he himself mentioned.
Doc,
yeah.
I just want to put one word here.
Yeah.
Are these people aware who are assembled that Vayu Bhavan was not allotted to you? To the Air
What
Force?
is that?
Vayu Bhavan.
The
building was not allotted to you. Are you aware of it?
Acha, it was not. Acha, okay. I read it somewhere in WhatsApp.
In the book, it is there.
Okay.
For the people who are listening to me, please understand that Vayu Bhavan today,
the building itself
was not allotted to the Air Force. It was occupied by us.
Acha, okay.
It was forcibly occupied.
A kind of encroachment, huh?
Thanks to who? Mrs. Mukherjee. Air Chief
Marshal
Mukherjee's
wife.
Okay. Okay, sir.
So we can say it is a sardine net which got us the. It got us the building.
Okay.
Was she a governor of a state?
Yes, she was governor.
She was governor of Gujarat.
She was the governor of Gujarat.
Governor of Gujarat, governor of Andhra Pradesh.
Sir, I think it is worth giving 5 minutes. Can you please tell us about this episode?
No. You read the book and come to me.
Okay, sir.
It is there. The story is there in the book. The story is there in the book.
You all must read the book.
In the book, did you mention anything of second inning? second inning of your other pilot life?
No. One thing I must tell you is why I'm telling book again, not because I want to sell it. I want to tell you, till you read it, you will not understand what I'm talking. I love to tell a big story. You read it and then come to me, I will tell you the story. Then you will understand better and you will understand in a easy manner. Yeah.
Okay, sir. We will read that book.
Sir, you are having
Then come back.
thrilling stories of your second inning of your pilot in airlines, sir.
Yes. I have one big thick notebook full of incidents. What I did in
Of the civil airlines, sir. Of the civil airlines.
No, I was not in the airlines. I was a helicopter charter pilot. So election flying was my main thing after the retirement. I have done.
There also some incident took place, sir. There also some incident like this. Anything?
Yes. Plenty are there.
I think we have to read the book to understand all your stories.
Yes.
Limitless number of stories. Yeah.
Right.
No, and I wish him that he must write the second book also.
Yeah, I think that's what he is, I think, working at.
He must write that.
Yes. But for that matter, I think all the heroes like you also and Kothra sir, everybody must write, sir, so that that there will be a paradigm shift in the thinking of the civil society. They always think whether you're officer or pilot or technical person, Fauji ka matlab security hai bas. So that perception we have to change from the civil society.
You're right. The people outside are quite ignorant.
Yes, sir. That way they take it very take it for granted, but just like security volatile.
Correct. True. Very true.
So once we start writing and creating a kind of awareness, when one of our Kallal RS Sidhu, he also wrote a book. He was telling all about the greatness of writing a book.
Yes. No, true.
He's
Very
right. Yes.
So that's why you have also done a great job by writing that.
So I salute you all, sir, for promoting my book also, Sridhan sir.
No. My pleasure. I'll tell you about it after I read it.
TBR.
Yes, sir.
TBR, I want to thank Karnik sir and Das sir for having attended, and they have been kind to the story. They have been very comfortable with accepting the story as it is. So my hope is that when I talk about Kailash Mansarovar, I'm not going to talk of a pilgrimage. I'm going to talk how an Air Force guy can do, keeping all the Air Force teaching in mind, which helps every step you take, how it is helping you, including high altitude effect. We do a special 6-day course for high altitude effect.
Okay.
This is called aircrew indoctrination course. Aircrew indoctrination course is specially on the high altitude.
Okay.
High altitude flying, for the fighter flying. But that teaches you how to conduct yourself in the high altitude of Himalayas.
So it's going to be quite an interesting one and inspiring one in that case.
Yes. I hope to.
So it will be a great learning experience.
Yeah.
Definitely, sir. We will fix the call. Yeah.
All those who assembled today, thank you so much. It has been very kind of you all to spare the time and listen to me. And TBR and Sharad, thank you so much again for having given me a chance on this webinar, and hope to catch up with you again. Another, say, maybe 5 weeks, I should be able to tell you my story.
Yes,
I have, as Rajendran said, I have to tell a story of my Antarctica second part and Kailash Mansarovar.
But we expect you to keep telling, sir. So and keep inspiring us.
I shall also
hearing from you is thrilling.
Yeah,
it's very thrilling to hear from you.
No, it is. You must understand that if I tell a child, I'll tell it in a different way. When I tell a grown-up person and an educated person in a different way. That's all. One has to understand how you talk to the others.
Yeah, that is your skill. Yes.
That's all. And I'll also tell you in detail how the Vayu Bhavan came to the Air Force.
Okay, sir. I think, so thank you so much, Venkamata Krishnamurthy, sir, for your wonderful articulation of the most important facet of your life when you were in that, crash landing part of it with VIP. And we salute your skills, including that of the skills or professional skills of your main pilot, so Yogi Prakash, sir, and all your crew also for handling it in an able manner, befitting the status of a great air warrior. And you really, Air Force, and we all salute you for that. And also, I particularly convey my special thanks to Air Commodore Sridharan sir,
joined
for
us.
complimenting and the story, and also sharing some of the combined experiences with Krishan. And again, I would like to express thanks to our group captain Das sir, then Wing Commander Quatra sir, Wing Commander Karnik sir, and Wing Commander Krishnamurthy sir, and particularly all the sisters of Wing Commander Krishnamurthy sir for having come on the call, and also made this program a grand success. And apart from, I also would like to thank all our Rajendran, Subhash Chandra Bose Garu, Naidu Garu, Nurul Hasan ji, Patak Saab, then Rajendra Singh, Varun Muthu, Bhavani Shankar, then yes sir.
Manohar Raju.
Yeah, Manohar Raj Garu and all other our air warriors, all are regular participant, and to make this program get going without any unstoppability.
Unstoppable, yes, unstoppable it is.
Yes, sir.
Air Commander Sridharan sir, in his second inning, what has he done, sir? Air Commander Sridharan sir.
To me, all air warriors on the call are in one way or the other unstoppable, really. Unstoppable.
No, I would like to listen what was the second inning of Sridharan sir.
Sridharan sir.
Okay. Yeah, that I will cover that.
We are all keen to hear.
Yeah, it will. For that, you need to arrange one more webinar for that.
Yeah. The next one is with General Cardozo, no?
Yeah, sir. Now I'd like to announce now that we have a great news for us on this 15th August. We are going to have a great warrior in the form of Major General Ian Cardozo. As we all know, the officer who cut his own leg with the Nepali kukri when he stepped on a landmine even after the war while in the battlefield. So it was a great story of inspiration, and we must be grateful to our Air Commodore Sridharan sir and also Brigadier Ajit Apte sir for arranging this call. And as it is, along with the chief guest Major General Cardozo, our Air Marshal Sridharan sir and Brigadier Ajit Apte sir will be leading the webinar. I think it should be very interesting. That is the day after tomorrow. Out of it will be there.
Yeah.
On 17th, day after tomorrow evening, 6 o'clock, sir.
6 o'clock.
So
we'll be there.
Yeah, it will be for about 1 hour, 1.5 hours. I request everybody to be there and pay respect to the great hero, one of the great heroes of 71 war.
Correct. Great.
So quite inspiring. In spite of losing the leg also, he was able to compete with all other officers, and he earned his promotion. He was not given out of kind of compassionate grounds, but he has earned his own promotion and went on to become Major General. It's a unique kind of thing, and we all should feel proud of him and respect him in this current 71 War Hero series. Okay. Yes, sir. So thank you very much, Patak sir. Get well soon. There are so many actors lined up for us.
Soon. Please get well soon. I hope your cough and all goes off.
So again, and once again, 75th Independence Day and World Helicopter Day to our helicopter pilots. Okay. And thank you once again. Thank you all for making the program a great success.
Thank you.
Yes, good night, everyone. Good night.
Thank you, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, sir. Good night. Krishnamurthy sir, once again.
Good night.
Special thanks to you.
Namaste.
Namaste, sir. And all the sisters of our Krishnamurthy also. Special thanks.